Season 1, Chapter 3, Spanish Grand Prix. Malachi Wilson has had a solid start to his rookie season, with 3 points finishes in the first 5 races of the season. However, AlphaTauri have fallen behind with their rivals bringing upgrades to Spain, so our rookie's task today is just to try and get a few points on the board and escape without any damage done to the car. With the last corner they come here to begin lap 11. Wilson's still leading the train, but Hamilton's in there trying to make a move. He's got the DRS wide open. Here he comes down the straight, moves to the right hand side, going into turn 1. Wilson trying to force him out, but Hamilton's Mercedes has too much speed on the right hand side. So Wilson tries to switch back on into turn 1. He's dived in very late. There's a lot of contact there. He's run up into the front of Lewis Hamilton, who's hit Daniel Ricciardo, and around goes the Australian in front of the pack. He managed to get going. He's damaged his front wing. There's no front wing left on the car. That was very reckless from Malachi Wilson. The safety car's been deployed, but what a poor mistake to make for the AlphaTauri man this early on into the race. Well, he didn't get penalised, but he's got damage to repair, so let's see what he can make out of this bad situation, with a long way still left in this race to go. So it's been a bit of an aggressive start from Malachi Wilson. It definitely hasn't been the cleanest of races so far. As I've just seen, he was involved in that incident with Lewis Hamilton and Daniel Ricciardo, which brought out the safety car. It's about to come in though, so we're about to get back to the racing, running P13, and things are still looking okay for a points finish. We repaired the front wing of the damage we had, so it's all good on that front. And the aim here for the rest of the race is just to finish the race in the top 10, get some more points on the board for AlphaTauri. So here we go then, green flag, back out, we're back to racing. We didn't get the best of getaways coming out the last corner and going back towards turn 1. Sonoda's still right there behind us, trying to potentially capitalise on our poor start. He hasn't got the Todos to try and make a move. Take, of course, the driver in our old seat right behind us is moving to turn 1. Stroll's pulled away to about a second gap by the time we move on towards the end of lap 14. We're still trying to close in on him though. We're just trying to stay just trying to close in at this point, because of course we're on those hard tyres as well as him. We haven't got a weather report here, because I was kind of scared that based on those other clouds I wasn't sure if we'd have potential rain or not, but things look okay for the time being, so no threat of that. Looks like we'll be okay to go to the end on these hard tyres. Moving on to lap 15 now, we've got Sergio Perez for company behind us, and of course we're still closing down Stroll. The gap's still around half a second, but it's quickly increasing every time we can move out of the corner, and Perez is right behind us here. DRS isn't on yet, so we're still worrying, because the Red Bull's got a lot more speed than us. Will he try and go for a move? Nope, thinks better of it, stays in line as we close back in on Stroll, allowing he pulls away once more, albeit not as much, so we're definitely closing on him as we push on to the start of lap 16 now. We've still got Perez right behind us. He's trying to go for a move around the outside, going into the right-hander. We're still running right behind Stroll and Latifi here in P13, so it's getting very close here. Perez, will he try and go for a move again? Going into this left-hander, he's on the inside. We're going to give him the space, but only just give him enough room, so he can't really try and squeeze through. But there he is on the left, still side by side with us, and he gets the run on the inside going into the corner, and he has us there off the corner. So now we're down to P14, and things are looking ropey for us. There's still a long way left in this race to go, but it's not looking good in the way that point's finished. We have the DRS now, but Perez is almost a second in front of us again, so that's no use here. Let's push further on now. It's Perez and Stroll going at it side by side. Perez trying to go for the move around the outside, similar like he tried to do to us earlier on in the last lap, but he managed to get Stroll first try, and that slowed up Stroll now, so we're currently closing in on him, so it's still getting quite dicey up here at the front. Moving on to lap 18, I say at the front, I mean like in front of this little pack, and we're still running right behind Stroll now, so we're still gonna be closing to try and go for a move as we move further on into this thing. We're very close now, with the gap definitely within half a second. He's not gaining anything. We could try and go for a move here, but it'd be very risky, and there's really relatively no point, so we're going to have to bide our time and continue to wait on a dive to the inside. Here though, Malachi's had enough though. He's trying to go for the move just like that, and he's taken it. Incredible stuff, but Stroll's still there on the high side, so it's not over yet. Here we go now into that left-hander. We've got the edge. We're going to force Stroll out, and there we go now, back up into P12 now. So we've still got work to do in this thing, but it's definitely looking a bit better. Moving on to lap 19 now. Perez has reached the train in front of us, led by Esteban Ocon and Charles Leclerc. So things are staying close for us. We got DRS, but in come Ocon and Perez into the pit lane, and that's going to move us up 2 places. That's going to put us up into 10th place at this point in the race.
Okay, you're in the top 10.
And of course that's crucial for our objective, which of course is to finish the race in the points, so we're currently passing that objective. I think Lance Stroll's going to try and change that into turn 1. He's there on the inside. We're going to give him the space, but he's unable to do anything with it, so he has to back out and fall back into line. So we're up into the points right now, and we get a message coming at the end of lap 20 saying that Pierre Gasly is in the pits, our teammate, for his first or second stop, not quite sure. But regardless, a lot more drivers into the pits now, and that's going to shove us all the way up into P5, maybe P4. We've beaten Hamilton out, but that's going to be P6 now. So we haven't beaten Hamilton out. He's way up the road. So Stroll's gone way wide going into turn 1. He's gone sailing on by, and that's causing us to fall behind Russell and Ricciardo here. So we're holding on to a decent P5 on course for 10 points on the board at the end of this one, as long as we hold on. Moving on now to lap 22, we're going 3 abreast of Russell and Ricciardo, going into turn 1, and give them the space, but they can't do anything with it. Ricciardo falls out, so Stroll gets another place back, but Russell stays consistent. He's running right behind us in that Williams car. It's definitely shown a lot of pace around this Spanish Grand Prix circuit, so but we're still continuing to hold on to P4. The defensive driving doing very well here. Moving on to the end towards lap 22, it's Russell on the outside looking in. We're side by side down the straight we come, going down towards this next left-hander. It's going to be close. We're steering around quite a bit, so just trying to make sure the steering is still working okay, but we're still on the outside, and there we go. Russell moves back into line. That's going to have us up in P4, but the train's quickly starting to build behind us. If you look on the map in the bottom left corner, you'll see a lot of guys who are still gaining on us, so it's definitely not over yet. We've got Russell, Stroll, Ricciardo's back there, and one of the McLarens. I think that's Lando Norris. Not entirely sure based on the fact it's just a dot on the bottom of the screen. But so moving on now, the last corner to start of lap number 23, is Russell's going to have another go at us here. Going down towards turn 1, he's getting the toe, he's gaining all the time now. He pulls out to the right hand side, he's within a car length of us now. Here we go, there he is on the right, and that Stroll's going to go on the left. We're going 3 abreast, we're somewhere in the middle, and we get out okay. Stroll falls back a bit, he's still back down into, he's up into P5 now, so he's lost time here, because here comes Ricciardo and Lando Norris as well, because Russell's found his way past is going into turn 1. Have to be very careful. We're trying to go around the outside. Can we make it? We've got the inside for turn 2 now, so here we go on the inside, and that is us just about around Russell again, and that's us up into P4 once more. Still got to hold on this thing for another 8 laps, so it's definitely going to be difficult, but Russell's is still undaunted. He won't give up. He's got the DRS one more time here down the straight, but I don't think he'll be able to do anything with it. Wait, no, he's closing in. Here he comes on the right. We're going to give him the space, but he can't get in. He can't have it. He doesn't have enough room to try and move in. But so right now, that's us still in P4 of Russell and Ricciardo, and a whole other train behind us for company. But I think it looks like this point we'll be holding on for a decent finish come the end of this race. Off the last corner here, Wilson still holding on to P4. He's on a bit wide on exit, and that could give George Russell all the impotence he needs. On the right hand side, going back towards turn 1, Malachi moves over, throws the hand up in frustration there as they head down into that first corner. Russell's got the edge. Wilson's gone way wide there. He's going to have to cut back onto the track using the escape. He's fallen behind multiple drivers here, and they've got now to kind of find his way around Lando Norris. We've got Antonio Giovinazzi for company behind him. He's on the inside going into the exit of the corner, and there he goes, and he's crashed. Unbelievable. Malachi Wilson is out of the Spanish Grand Prix. Disaster. An already reckless drive from Malachi Wilson leads to a crash, putting him out the Spanish Grand Prix, his first ever retirement in Formula 1. Is this a one-time deal, or is this crash the start of a potential dip in form?